The University of Notre Dame du Lac is a Catholic research university located adjacent to South Bend, Indiana, in the United States. In French, Notre Dame du Lac means Our Lady of the Lake, and refers to the university's patron saint, the Virgin Mary. The main campus covers 1,250 acres in a suburban setting, and it contains a number of recognizable landmarks, such as the Golden Dome, the Word of Life mural, and the Basilica. The school was founded on November 26, 1842, by Father Edward Sorine, CSC, who was also its first president. As an all-male institution on land donated by the Bishop of Vincennes. Today, many Holy Cross priests continue to work for the university, including as its president. Notre Dame's Catholic character is reflected in its commitment to the Catholic faith, numerous ministries funded by the school, and the architecture around campus. Notre Dame rose to national prominence in the early 1900s for its Fighting Irish football team, especially under the guidance of the legendary coach Notre. Major improvements to the university occurred during the administration of Rev. Theodore Hesburgh between 1952 and 1987, as Hesburgh's administration greatly increased the university's resources, academic programs, and reputation, and first enrolled women undergraduates in 1972. Notre Dame is a large, four-year, highly residential university with very high research activity, and is consistently ranked one of the top universities in the United States and as a major global university. The undergraduate component of the university is organized into 4 colleges and the architecture school. The latter is known for teaching new classical architecture and for awarding the globally renowned annual Dry House Architecture Prize. Notre Dame's graduate program has more than 50 master's, doctoral and professional degree programs offered by the 5 schools. With the addition of the Notre Dame Law School and a MD-PhD program offered in combination with U Medical School, it maintains a system of libraries, cultural venues, artistic and scientific museums. Over 80% of the university's 8,000 undergraduates live on campus in one of 29 single-sex residence halls, each with its own traditions, legacies, events and intramural sports teams. The university counts approximately 120,000 alumni, considered among the strongest alumni networks among U.S. colleges. The university's athletic teams are members of the NCAA Division I and are known collectively as the Fighting Irish. The football team, an independent, has accumulated 11 consensus national championships, 7 Heisman Trophy winners, and 62 members in the College Football Hall of Fame, and is considered one of the most famed and successful college football teams in history. Other ND teams, chiefly in the Atlantic Coast Conference, have accumulated 16 national championships. The Notre Dame Victory March is often regarded as the most famous and recognizable collegiate fight song. History. Foundations. In 1842, the Bishop of Vincennes, Célestin Guillemot de la Haylandière, offered land to Father Edward Sorine of the Congregation of the Holy Cross, on the condition that he build a college in 2 years. Sorine arrived on the site with 8 Holy Cross brothers from France and Ireland on November 26, 1842, and began the school using Father Stephen Badden's old log chapel. They immediately acquired 2 students and set about building additions to the campus. Notre Dame began as a primary and secondary school, but soon received its official college charter from the Indiana General Assembly on January 15, 1844. Under the charter, the school is officially named the University of Notre Dame du Lac, because the university was originally only for male students. The female-only St. Mary's College was founded by the Sisters of the Holy Cross near Notre Dame in 1844. Early history. The first degrees from the college were awarded in 1849. The university was expanded with new buildings to accommodate more students and faculty. With each new president, new academic programs were offered and new buildings built to accommodate them. The original main building built by Sorin just after he arrived was replaced by a larger, main building, in 1865, which housed the university's administration, classrooms, and dormitories. Beginning in 1873, a library collection was started by Father Lemonier. By 1879 it had grown to 10,000 volumes that were housed in the main building. This main building, and the library collection, was destroyed by a fire in April 1879, and rebuilt before the next school year. The library collection was also rebuilt and stayed housed in the new main building for years afterwards. Around the time of the fire, a music hall was opened, eventually becoming known as Washington Hall. It hosted plays and musical acts put on by the school. By 1880, a science program was established at the university, and a science hall was built in 1883. The hall housed multiple classrooms and science labs needed for early research at the university. By 1890, individual residence halls were built to house the increasing number of students. William J. Hoyner was dean of the law school, 1883 to 1919, and when its new building was opened shortly after his death it was renamed in his honor. John Zamsi SC became the Holy Cross Provincial for the United States, with overall supervision of the university. He tried to transform Notre Dame into a great university, erecting buildings and added to the campus art gallery and library, and amassing what became a famous Dante collection. His term was not renewed because of fears he had expanded Notre Dame too quickly and had run the Holy Cross Order into serious debt. In 1919, Father James Burns became president of Notre Dame, and in 3 years he produced an academic revolution that brought the school up to national standards by adopting the elective system and starting the abandonment of the traditional scholastic and classical emphasis. By contrast, the Jesuit colleges, bastions of academic conservatism, were reluctant to move to a system of electives. Their graduates were shut out of Harvard Law School for that reason. Hesburgh era, 1952 to 1987. Theodore Hesburgh, CSC, served as president for 35 years of dramatic transformations. In that time the annual operating budget rose by a factor of 18 from $9.7 million to $176.6 million. And the endowment by a factor of 40 from $9 million to $350 million, and research funding by a factor of 20 from $735,000 to $15 million. Enrollment nearly doubled from 4,979 to 9,600, faculty more than doubled, 389 to 950, and degrees awarded annually doubled from 1,212 to 2,500. Hesburgh is also credited with transforming the face of Notre Dame by making it a coeducational institution. In the mid-1960s, Notre Dame and St. Mary's College developed a co-exchange program whereby several hundred students took classes not offered at their home institution, an arrangement that added undergraduate women to a campus that already had a few women in the graduate schools. After extensive debate, merging with St. Mary's was rejected, primarily because of the differential in faculty qualifications and pay scales in American college education, explained Rev. Charles E. Sheedy, CSC, Notre Dame's Dean of Arts and Letters. Certain features formerly considered advantageous and enviable are now seen as anachronistic and out of place. In this environment of diversity, the integration of the sexes is a normal and expected aspect, replacing separatism. Thomas Blantz, CSC, Notre Dame's Vice President of Student Affairs, added that coeducation opened up a whole other pool of very bright students. 2 of the male residence halls were converted for the newly admitted female students that first year, while 2 others were converted for the next school year. In 1971, Mary Ann Proctor became the first female undergraduate. She transferred from St. Mary's College. In 1972, the first woman to graduate was Angela Sienko, who earned a bachelor's degree in marketing. Recent history: in the 18 years under President Edward Malloy, CSC, there was a rapid growth in the school's reputation, faculty, and resources. He increased the faculty by more than 500 professors. The academic quality of the student body has improved dramatically, with the average SAT score rising from 1240 to 1360. The number of minority students more than doubled. The endowment grew from $350 million to more than $3 billion. The annual operating budget rose from $177 million to more than $650 million, and annual research funding improved from $15 million to more than $70 million. Notre Dame's most recent capital campaign raised $1.1 billion, far exceeding its goal of $767 million, and is the largest in the history of Catholic higher education. In 1999, the trustees of the university came into conflict with faculty and students when they rejected a proposal to ban discrimination against homosexuals on campus, arguing this was in line with church teaching. Whereas in a secular environment this is seen as a simple matter of civil rights, that's not the way it's viewed through the Catholic prism. Students reacted by calling hunger strikes and demonstrations. Since 2005, Notre Dame has been led by John I. Jenkins, CSC, the 17th president of the university. Jenkins took over the position from Malloy on July 1, 2005. In his inaugural address, Jenkins described his goals of making the university a leader in research that recognizes ethics and building the connection between faith and studies. Campus. Notre Dame's campus is located in Notre Dame, Indiana, an unincorporated community in the Michiana area of northern Indiana, north of South Bend and 4 miles from the Michigan state line. In September 2011, Travel Plus Leisure listed Notre Dame as having one of the most beautiful college campuses in the United States. Today it lies on 1,250 acres just south of the Indiana Toll Road and includes 143 buildings located on quads throughout the campus. Buildings and architecture development of the campus began in the spring of 1843, when Father Sorin and some of his congregation built the Old College, a building used for dormitories, a bakery, and a classroom. A year later, after an architect arrived, a small, main building was built allowing for the launch of the college. The main building burned down in 1879, and it was immediately replaced with the current one. It was topped with the Golden Dome, which today has become Notre Dame's most distinguishable feature. Close to the main building stands Washington Hall, a theater that was built in 1881 and has since then been used for theatrical and musical representation. Because of its Catholic identity, a number of religious buildings stand on campus. The Old College building has become one of 2 seminaries on campus run by the Congregation of Holy Cross. The current Basilica of the Sacred Heart is located on the spot of Fr. Sorin's original church, which became too small for the growing college. It is built in French Revival style and it is decorated by stained glass windows imported directly from France. The interior was painted by Luigi Gregory, an Italian painter invited by Fr. Sorin to be artist in residence. The basilica also features a bell tower with a carillon. Inside the church there are also sculptures by Ivan Mestrovich. The Grotto of Our Lady of Lourdes, which was built in 1896, is a replica of the original in Lourdes, France. It is very popular among students and alumni as a place of prayer and meditation, and it is considered one of the most beloved spots on campus. A science hall was built in 1883 under the direction of Fr. Zamp, but in 1950 it was converted to a student union building and named La Fortune Center, after Joseph La Fortune, an oil executive from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Commonly known as La Fortune or La Fune, it is a four-story building of 83,000 square feet that provides the Notre Dame community with a meeting place for social, recreational, cultural, and educational activities. La Fortune employs 35 part-time student staff and 29 full-time non-student staff and has an annual budget of $1.2 million. Many businesses, services, and divisions of the Office of Student Affairs are found within. The building also houses restaurants from national restaurant chains. Since the construction of its oldest buildings, the university's physical plant has grown substantially. Over the years, 29 residence halls have been built to accommodate students, and each has been constructed with its own chapel. Many academic buildings were added together with a system of libraries, the most prominent of which is the Theodore Hesburgh Library, built in 1963 and today containing almost 4 million books. Since 2004, several buildings have been added, including the Da Bartolo Performing Arts Center, the Guglielmino Complex, and the Jordan Hall of Science. Additionally, a new residence for men, Duncan Hall, was begun on March 8, 2007, and began accepting residents for the fall 2008 semester. Ryan Hall was completed and began housing undergraduate women in the fall of 2009. A new engineering building, Stinson Remick Hall, a new combination center for social concerns, Institute for Church Life building, Geddes Hall, and a law school addition, have recently been completed as well. Additionally, the new hockey arena opened in the fall of 2011. The Steyer Center for Executive Education, which houses the Mendoza College of Business Executive Education Department, opened in March 2013 just south of the Mendoza College of Business building. Because of its long athletic tradition, the university features also many buildings dedicated to sport. The most famous is Notre Dame Stadium, home of the Fighting Irish football team. It has been renovated several times and today it can hold more than 80,000 people. Prominent venues include also the Edmund P. Joyce Center, with indoor basketball and volleyball courts, and the Compton Family Ice Arena, a two-rink facility dedicated to hockey. Also, there are many outdoor fields, as the Frank Eck Stadium for baseball. Legends of Notre Dame is a music venue, public house, and restaurant located on the campus of the University of Notre Dame, just 100 yards south of Notre Dame Stadium. The former Alumni Senior Club opened its doors the first weekend in September 2003 after a $3.5 million renovation and transformed into the all-ages student hangout that currently exists. Legends is made up of two parts: the restaurant and ale house and the nightclub. Environmental sustainability. The University of Notre Dame has made being a sustainability leader an integral part of its mission, creating the Office of Sustainability in 2008 to achieve a number of goals in the areas of power generation, design and construction, waste reduction, procurement, food services, transportation, and water. As of 2012 update, 4 building construction projects were pursuing LEED certified status and 3 were pursuing LEED Silver. Notre Dame's dining services sources 40% of its food locally and offers sustainably caught seafood as well as many organic, fair trade, and vegan options. On the Sustainable Endowments Institute's College Sustainability Report Card 2010, University of Notre Dame received a B grade. The university also houses the Kroc Institute for International Peace Studies. Father Gustavo Gutierrez, the founder of Liberation Theology, is a current faculty member. Global Gateways. The university owns several centers around the world used for international studies and research, conferences abroad, and alumni support. The university has had a presence in London, England since 1968. Since 1998, its London centre has been based in the former United University Club at 1 Suffolk Street in Trafalgar Square. The centre enables the colleges of arts and letters, business, administration, science, engineering and the law school to develop their own programs in London, as well as hosting conferences and symposia. Other global gateways are located in Beijing, Chicago, Dublin, Jerusalem and Rome. The multi-campus University of Notre Dame, Australia is an independent institution, though with similar aims, organization and administration. Until 1967, Notre Dame had been governed directly by the leadership of Holy Cross Order, under the presidency of Rev. Theodore Hesburgh. Two groups, the Board of Fellows and the Board of Trustees, were established to govern the university. The Fellows are a group of 6 Holy Cross religious and 6 lay members who have final say over the operation of the university. The Fellows vote on potential trustees and sign off on all major decisions by that body. The trustees select the president from the United States province of the Congregation of Holy Cross. The current is Fr. John I. Jenkins, who was elected in 2005. The provost of the university, as of 2012, update, is Thomas Burrish. He oversees academic functions.